I heard this game is pay to win. Is that true? Would really like to play it, but don't want to get involved in another pay to win game. Yes, it is. Let me explain though. In Wayfinder, you can pay for technically three things. The first is Wayfinders, second is weapons, and the third, in this case, you can pay for heroic Kairos. I'll explain that last one later. So weapons and Wayfinders start off at level 1, meaning gonna get XP by doing actual gameplay, playing dungeons, in this case Lost Zones, to level them up. Otherwise, you do 0 damage and you take 1 billion damage, 5 billion to be exact. So playing the game is a requirement even after you pay for weapons and Wayfinders. And the thing you're paying for in this case is to skip the Regent Gathering. You're paying to save time. So in crafting weapons and Wayfinders, you need a bunch of ingredients. You need memories, essences, vestiges, trickster coins, which should drop more often. Freaking used to be phallic bones, now less phallic bones. All kinds of stuff to make the characters. So it saves you the time of actually gathering them. And in some cases, you have to be a decently high level to farm some of this stuff because you need world boss kills, which aren't that hard to do later on. And you get people to farm them too. They're just walking by. So it ain't that big a deal. Main thing is it saves you time. But once you get these weapons, Wayfinders, gotta level them up. And that's important because you need to have the extra damage and stats they give you. You also need to get gold on your own to actually make your weapons and whatnot good. You got to actually sit there and temper them. And also you have to sit there and farm echoes too. So echoes are these gems. They're cells like in Dauntless, like things you put in your weapons to have more damage, more survivability. Basically any stat you really want to in the game. And those are farmed by playing the game a lot. You have different rarities, common, uncommon, rare, and epic. The epic ones are the best, obviously. So it takes time to farm those and get even more power. So even if you pay for weapons or Wayfinders, you need to actually play the game to get them leveled up. And in some cases, if you buy a weapon you haven't played at all, or a weapon type you haven't played at all, you have to use that weapon type to get mastery, which is a big thing. So the only thing you're paying for in Wayfinder so far is faster access to stuff. Now, currently, you can buy something called Heroic Kairos. That is only obtainable with Mom's credit card at the moment. And Heroic Kairos gives you 5% more ability power and weapon power, which isn't that big a deal, truth be told. And you also get one more echo slot, the thing you can put in your character, the slot that you can put more power into of some kind. That's the things you get for buying Heroic Kairos. It is nowhere near necessary by any means, because currently there's no leaderboards. I don't think there ever will be. And it's a PvE game. There's no PvP. So people paying for power in that sense doesn't affect someone else in any way, shape, or form. And I did make a video recently using Heroic Kairos because I bought him. I played the game for around 240 hours and I figured I like the game. I'll give him 150 bucks. Fine. Plus I get a character out of it. So whatever. I made a video one-shotting bosses. Well, basically two-shot in some cases. And folks are saying, is this possible with regular Kairos? Yes. There is nothing that Heroic Kairos can do that regular Kairos can't do, which basically negates the whole paying to win aspect in that kind of sense. So the main thing you're paying for in all reality is faster access. But to some people, and the reason why I said yes earlier to is it pay to win, they view any ability to buy power as paying to win. And I respect that. I get that, right? Now, me personally, I don't mind that folks can pay for power in PvE games as long as the folks that don't pay for power aren't going through this freaking treacherously boring grind to compensate for not paying for power, if it makes any sense. And I also think it's the best case scenario, folks that do buy things in games to give them some sort of advantage, they still have to sort of grind it up to have the most impactfulness from it. That's a decent system. Because what I think is happening these days in games, there's PvP games and PvE games. They both sell cosmetics in a lot of cases, right? People are probably more inclined to pay for cosmetics in PvP games than they are PvE. And folks don't have infinite money, so they're basically saying, you know what? If cosmetics are available and they're good in the PvP games I play, I'll buy those instead of buying them in the PvE games I play because I want to show off more in PvP. That's my current thought process. So what PvE games do is they give some folks the ability to pay for power, which is something that is a bit more enticing to some people, right? Pay for power, pay to progress faster. Those are things that folks sometimes gravitate towards. And I see that being a smart thing to do, although I wish it wasn't necessary. But money is required to make these games function, especially live service games. Sometimes games take it way too far. We'll see if that happens with Wayfinder, but currently I don't believe I mind the current model that much. If it changes, I'll revisit it, maybe. But at the moment, I don't mind it. There's no leaderboards, there's no real competition, there's no reason for anyone to really get their jimmies in a bunch over this at the moment. But you never know, man. Things can change. Things could change. Anywho, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Peace.